Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B.
Man, we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We got I guess I could give you a little outline. Should I give my outline? We got NFL starting tomorrow. We in the middle of the NBA playoffs. We got what do you tell politicians still talking stupid. They still haven't found they still haven't arrested the Breonna Taylor's killers. So we still fighting that. But after the show, we got a Virginia State University special, man. We got a R&B battle. The two what do you want to call them? The two combatants. I guess you can't really call them combatants with R&B, right? Are they still combatants?
No. Any competition, you can call them combatants.
It's been a lot of talk the last week. The last week it's been a lot of talk between Marcus and Jermaine. So we're gonna have them on a little later.
I haven't seen the talk. I haven't seen it. I've heard about it.
It's been spicy.
I've heard some rumors out there, and I guess I'll ask Jermaine about it when he comes on or whatnot.
Yeah, man. So you know what else it is? It's football versus basketball because Marcus played basketball.
Okay.
Jermaine played football. It's gonna be good. So we're gonna have them on a little later. But I guess we should start with. You want to start basketball?
Start basketball. Might as well.
Yeah, I told you.
You told me. I was wrong. I don't know why I was drinking the Kool-Aid on the Bucks.
I don't know either.
The more I watched them, the more I had to say, because the same things that you were saying before they went into the bubble is the same things that was happening. You kept telling me all season, even pre-COVID, but pre the shutdown, you was like, man, they're not that good. I was like, nah, they're a lot better than everybody in the East. And Miami, man, they bought out, man. They showed up and they played, and they're peaking at the right time. You know, that's not good. That's not a team that you want to run up against. Is that team that's figured it out right at the playoffs?
So let me ask you this: Is Miami the hottest team in the bubble right now?
Right now, yes. I would have had to disagree with you probably about a week ago when Boston was up. So they was kind of going neck and neck. The Lakers, the Clippers, and the Nuggets and Houston, they've all been in dogfights. So you can't really say that they're hot. So yeah, I would have to agree with you. Miami is the hottest team in the bubble. But I will leave you with this. I feel like Miami has not faced the level of competition the other teams have faced.
Like who?
Like all of them, all the rest of them.
They just played the team with the best record in the league. Come on, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest.
And they made them look real mediocre.
They might just have been mediocre. I mean, it's a lot of factors that we got to take in. We got to take into account. Now, I want to keep it a buck. The East is really weak, really, really, really weak. No, I'm serious. It's easy for teams to pad their stats during the season if you play in the East because you go on those long strings of road. I mean, not really road games, but like when you might play 10 to 15 teams in the East, and they're all bottom feeders. You know what I mean? And the proof is in the pudding. The West is the stronger conference, and it's not even by a little bit. It's a lot. I mean, you look at it this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had two juggernauts the past 2 years leave the East. You know what I mean? Kawhi Leonard wasn't always in the East, but he left the East. And then you look at LeBron James, he left the East. So all that talent is shifting to the West. It's not as competitive, man.
Scott, you got to stop this, man.
Talk to me.
The Bucks were the number one team in the league. So I don't care about East, West, anything like that, right? They were on pace to win 70 games, right? It had there not been a COVID, they probably would have won 70 games, right? So
let me ask you this. Make your point. Let me ask you this, and hopefully you'll answer in that. If they were in the West, what do you think their seeding would be?
They would be top 2. If they were in the West, especially the way they was playing, they was like the number one defensive team in the league at one point. So again, and they have 3 guys. They have 3 guys that's on the all defensive first and second team, right? That's no little small little thing. Lopez, Eric Bledsoe, and Giannis. Now, I'm not saying that the Bucks were a bad team, but I just didn't believe in them. I didn't believe in them. Now, had they not had that break, then maybe I would have. But you can't just say because what's happening now is that Miami beat them so easily that you're saying, oh, the East is weak because that team, that number 1 seed, lost. Miami's not a bad team, and like I said, they have everything. They just don't have the superstar name like a LeBron or Kawhi. Jimmy Butler is, if he's not a superstar, he's on the brink, because what he brought to that, because this Miami team is real similar to the team that they had last year. You take off Justice Winslow, Josh Richardson, and a couple other bottom feeders, then you add Jimmy Butler and Iguodala in February. So this is pretty much the same team, and they're not a good. They got shooters. They play great team defense, and they got somebody in the middle.
So you don't have to sell me on them being a good team.
No,
I agree that they're a good team. Yeah. All I'm saying is, we'll just look at the facts. They are a 5th seed.
So
that went up. Hold on. They went up against a 1 seed that I was wrong about. Mm-hmm. I mean, what I've been watching in the bubble is everything that you've been saying all year about Milwaukee. Right. They weren't that good. They just, so you gotta give Miami credit, right? Because they're overachieving. You know what I mean? Nobody.
Man.
They're a 5th seed. They're a 5th
that doesn't
seed.
mean anything though.
It means a lot.
They were a 3 seed. They were a 3 seed in January.
It means a lot, man. They're a 5th seed going to the conference finals.
It means a lot.
If Miami,
that's a 6 seed before.
Right, I do. The second time that they went back to back, they were a 6 seed.
Yeah,
but all I'm saying is that if Houston would have went out this round to the Bucks, nobody would have blinked the eye. Everybody would have been like, "Oh, okay, that's huh?"
You mean Miami?
I'm talking about in general. Like people wouldn't have been.
Houston would have went out to the Bucks.
No, if Miami would have lost this series, it would have been. I mean, life would have went on. You know what I mean? Nobody. I mean, people expected them to win, and people expected to be competitive. But if Giannis would have beat Miami, everybody would have just been like, "All right, that's what he was supposed to do," and life would have went on. The expectations for the Bucks was that they've at least got to get to the championship. You know what I mean? If they would have went out in the conference finals, it would have been a failure as a season. But that team needed to elevate. So the fact that they lost to Miami, and Miami is a good team. I mean, they play discipline. They play sound basketball. they do have everything that you need in a team, and they're firing on all cylinders. So I think they can even beat Boston and the Raptors and possibly be in the championship, which is something that you predicted. That's not something that I predicted. That's something that you saw. But let's not take away the East and week.
Are you gonna give me my credit though before we go any further?
Dude, how many times I got to tell you?
One more time. Right.
You were right. No.
One more time.
You were one of the people that.
Go ahead.
No, you were one of the people that said, "Hey, Miami, they have a legitimate shot of going to the championship." But
right.
let me ask you this though:
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to double down on that, and you think that they can win it all?
Hey, holler at me in a week. Holler at me in a week. I give you
Do
that
you think
answer.
any of those three teams, the Raptors, the Celtics, or Boston, could beat any of those teams out west?
Do I think they can, and do I think they will?
I mean, anything is possible.
So I think yes, I think they can. But do I think they will? Holler at me in a week. All right, give me a week. Is that fair? All right.
Okay.
But let me ask you this: I don't think it's gonna happen, but should Budenholzer be fired?
Yes. Yes, he should be fired. He should be fired. The team, and I think I said it last week. Man, that man is terrible with adjustments. He's terrible with rotations. He is a regular season coach. He's got to. I don't know, man. If they want to retain Giannis, they've got to make some changes. And so first, we're going to start with him.
Let me ask you, before you go any further, and I don't want to sound like some of these other people, but if he was black, do you think he would have been fired?
Heck yeah. He'd have been fired before he left the bubble. You know what I mean? They would have stopped. They would have stopped him like, we don't even need you to even address the team. You know what I mean? Like they would have stopped him at the bench. They would have stopped him at the bench and been like, all right, we already packed your stuff because we knew that you were going to lose. It's a wrap.
And they packed the stuff for him? They would have packed it for him?
They would have.
Sheesh.
That team, look, we established last week that Giannis needs a killer with him. But certain things are going to happen. Like the same way that LeBron was like, Mike Brown, y'all had to get that joker up out of there. It's been stars that have spoke up and gotten their coaches going and was just like, you know what? This isn't the guy. He's going to have to do that. Also, he got to recruit some people. Now I hear there's a lot of rumors about Chris Paul be the perfect fit. And I agree, Chris Paul would be the perfect fit, but the money doesn't add up. You know what I mean? Right now, they're paying Chris Paul about $40 million a year. So I don't think that that's reasonable, or I don't think that that's really going to happen. But he needs somebody else, man.
So I tell you this. If Chris Paul was – I personally think that Chris Paul is going to end up somehow in L.A. I know I said that I done said that like the last 2 years, but I think this is the time where Chris Paul ends up in LA, especially if they win a championship. Not saying that they're gonna win the championship. LA is gonna win the championship this year, but I just have a feeling that if LA wins the championship, that Chris Paul might find his way in LA.
Absolutely, all the writing's on the wall now. I mean, they've already parted ways with Billy Donovan,
which I think was a bad move.
Well, I think that's why it was mutual. I mean, if you look at OKC, they've got over the next, I want to say it's 5 years, they got something crazy like 13 picks. And they accumulated all these picks by, all the stuff with Durant, all the stuff with Westbrook, all the stuff with Paul George. That last piece is there that they really don't need. I mean, because that's another team that overachieved is Chris Paul. The problem is that Chris Paul is going to have to decide, like, okay, can I let these guys buy me out? He's going to have to give a little bit to get out of that contract because nobody is signing up to take on a 36-year-old that's making $40 million. And even if the Bucks do, they're trying to retain Giannis. So, you bring me a 36-year-old Chris Paul, yeah, that might be cool for next season, but down the road, how good is it going to be? So,
I want to post a comment that's in the comments from Omar. So I want to talk about this because I think this is important right here. He said Billy Donovan hasn't been past the first round. Now, the thing about that, for the most part, Billy Donovan, like this year, he wasn't even expected to make the playoffs. So I think that I think he's overachieved as a coach. I think he's gotten them. Now, I will say this: when they had not Chris Paul, but Westbrook and what's his name? That's in LA right now. Paul George. When they had both of them, they were expected to go at least to the conference finals, and that didn't happen. But this year, they weren't expected to do anything. They had like a 2% chance to make the playoffs.
So let me ask you this: do you think Paul George is overrated?
I think Paul George is overrated. As what? As a superstar?
Yeah, as a superstar. Would you consider Paul George a superstar?
I think he's like teetering. I think he had the superstar potential. I just think he's a star, though. I don't think he could be the leading man of a championship team.
So he's a Pippen.
That's not true because Pippen could. So Pippen got robbed. Pippen got robbed. I don't think that's fair because without Pippen, Jordan don't win no 6. So, but that's a whole nother subject. People take Pippen as. Go ahead.
Did you hear Richard Jefferson in the context he used it?
Yes, and he was being disrespectful.
You thought he was being disrespectful?
I don't like. Of course, he cleaned it up. He cleaned it up later, but the way he was saying it was like, he needs a superstar. He needs a Kawhi. He needs a LeBron. That's how he was saying it. And
it might be true though.
Possibly.
If you look at it, they all need superstars. I mean, they all have had in this era, for the most part, to be successful, they all have had superstars. It hasn't been a one-man show. I mean, you go back to LeBron, you go back to KD, you go back to Steph. Like everybody has had like a legitimate like superstar. Why is he any different?
I guess because the Bucks think that Middleton is a star, or I guess he is a star because he's made all-star teams.
Middleton is a star, but he's not, to me, consistent enough to take the load off of Giannis and have a team like game plan.
He should be the number 3 guy.
If he's a number 3 guy, you're winning.
So let me ask you this: if you add Bradley Beal, do you? Let's say you add Bradley Beal to that team, right? Is Bradley Beal the number 2 now? Or are they too similar?
This is what I think. I think you need Bradley Beal and Chris Paul. I think
Milwaukee.
So that might be too expensive. But
that's not a bad 3 though.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is he needs somebody else to stretch the floor, and he needs another point that's able to shoot. One of the glaring weaknesses in that series is Bledsoe, and I've been big on Bledsoe since he came out of Kentucky. Right. But they've got to upgrade the point guard. And there's a lot of point guards out there. It may not even need to be Chris Paul. It's a lot of young talent that could go there. It's maybe a couple of different backups that could go there. But for the most part, I think they need another point and they need another shooter, preferably a star. If they're going to run with Middleton, that's one star. They need another, and then they can run with Giannis as a superstar, and that give them their big three.
I agree, but I'm kind of thinking that they might have to get rid of Middleton if they want to get that other star, even though they've paid him. So it's gonna be kind of tough. But this is the NBA, and I'm telling you, they grow their own money. So somebody will take that contract and feel like Middleton is a missing piece. Because if you put Middleton on the Lakers, shit. If you put Middleton on the Lakers right now and take and give away some of those older guys, the Lakers might only lose one game. They will win a championship easily.
So I want to tell you who they need, and it won't happen. They need Dame Lillard.
Who?
Milwaukee.
I mean, everybody needs Dame Lillard.
Yeah, but pair him with Giannis.
Sheesh. I mean,
pair him with Giannis and all those superstars, and figure out how to keep. Well, they'll have to give up Middleton, but they can get another small forward.
So a question. Should Milwaukee have Milwaukee kept Brogdon?
Yes, and I think that Giannis should have fought to keep Brogdon. You know what I mean? Like every now and then the players go in and they're like, yo, this is the guy. This is my guy. I think they would have probably got a lot deeper if they would have kept Brogdon. I
agree. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't believe in him, because Brogdon did a lot, man. He did a lot. He could shoot three free throws. He shoots a great field goal percentage. It's like when they lost Brogdon, they lost a lot of firepower and a lot of toughness. I didn't think they was that tough.
Well, you look at it, Brogdon was a 4-year starter. I mean, not a 4-year starter, but he played in college 4 years. Mm-hmm. That rarely happens in the NBA now. So he came into the league with an understanding of how to play basketball. Right. You look at the season that he had at Indiana, he pretty much kept them competitive all year. I mean, without Brogdon, they're not a playoff team. You know, with Oladipo going down, Brogdon, I mean, until he got hurt, he battled a lot of injuries, but he was on this year. That was a tremendous loss to him. And the other thing too is sometimes, like when you got like a talent like Giannis and you're expected to win championship or bust, you got to know when to throw in the towel. You got to be able to look like, okay, we having a cool season, but is this really going to get us over the hump? It's been a lot of teams that you see them make that mid-season trade. Like the one I'm thinking about is like Detroit when they got Rasheed Wallace or just whatever the case may be. You got to be able to stop and be like, yo, we're not good enough. We need that other piece, and this is the year. And I don't think Milwaukee has done a good job of doing that.
So I will say this, and I know I've been kind of like bashing Milwaukee, but I think that they felt that they just let one get away last year, and that they were in that we have a squad right here, and they based a lot on Middleton being the guy that took the next step, and they figured he was an all-star last year. He ended up being an all-star this year. Should he have been? Whatever. But I understand what the front office was thinking. Now going into next year, they need to put like a little fire under Coach Bud, because I mean your track record ain't good. You know, you the 60-win guy in a regular season and stink it up in the playoff type guy. And do I think he should have been fired this year? Absolutely. I think you're on pace to win 70 games and you can't even get to your conference finals again for 2 years in a row.
Well, the team, if you look at the team, they play very uninspired basketball. It doesn't look like he has control. It doesn't look like they're listening to him. They came into the bubble unprepared. Their defense took a strong decline. when I start looking at stuff like that, I start looking at the person up front. You know what I mean? Are they responding to them? And I think if I'm the GM before they fire me, I start thinking like, am I going to ride with this guy to the end, or am I going to take one last step? I mean, look at Azuri, what he had to do. He fired the coach of the year because he was like, he was like, hey, it's not getting done. You know what I mean? He fired Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey did a good job, but he realized that this team can be a championship team if I put the chips in. And what did he do? He made a tough decision, got rid of DeMar DeRozan, brought in Kawhi Leonard, and got rid of the coach. I mean, you pretty much said it. Nick Nurse, in your opinion, is probably one of the best coaches coaching right now.
Hey, man. Hey, and if they win tonight and go to Game 7, I don't be surprised if Boston lose, because if Boston don't close them out tonight, they'll have a lot more pressure than Toronto.
I think Boston gonna close them out. I think Boston gonna close them out.
I think Boston, Miami. That's the series I want to see anyway.
I think that's the series everybody want to see.
Yeah, that's. Whew. So So before we get to the win of the week, Lakers, Rockets. What do you have that ending?
Oh, Lakers.
I mean, in what? 5, 6, 7?
I think it'll go 6.
You think it's gonna go 6?
Yeah.
That's.
But
I think that was the consensus for the most part. Lakers in 6, but I'm starting to think it's gonna be in 5.
Well, they woke LeBron up. I think LeBron is like, you know what? All right, I've saved all my energy.
I've had enough.
Yeah, I've had enough, and I think we're going to see a different LeBron for the rest of the playoffs. Will they squeak out another one? Possibly. I can see them squeaking out another one, but I think that we're going to see Lakers Clippers.
Okay. Lakers Clippers. Who you got in that series? Be smart.
I got the Lakers.
Okay, thank you.
I wouldn't even mind the Clippers even losing.
They're gonna lose to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are gonna spoil everybody's plans of Lakers Clippers, and then everybody's gonna realize that damn, Anna's on to something. Doc Rivers is overrated. He's overrated.
No, let's not go with that.
And then you're gonna come back next week. You're gonna come back next week and say, Ant, you were right again. So it's gonna be 2 weeks in a row that you might have to say, Ant, you was right.
So
right?
Let me ask you this: if Doc Rivers loses the Denver, should he lose his job?
I ain't gonna say a black man should lose his job. Not right now. So no. I'm sorry.
He's in the same situation as Budenholzer.
Listen, I agree. Listen,
same situation.
I've said it a number of times. Doc Rivers had Chris Paul, a prime Chris Paul, prime Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, Matt Barnes, JJ Redick, all of these guys on the same team. And you can't get to the conference finals. You blow a 3-1 lead against Houston, and Harden is not playing. He's on the bench, and they riding Josh Smith and Dwight Howard. Man, get out of here. Now I say this: he should have lost his job back then if you're gonna fire him. But like now,
see. But here's the thing: I think last season he proved the doubters wrong. I mean, last season was probably one of his best coaching jobs, huh?
I agree, but was that an anomaly?
No.
That was one of the few times he didn't have a stacked roster, and he didn't have a stacked roster not because upper management did a bad job. It was because he was upper management. He did a bad job. It was him. And Chris Paul, and he was trying to play favoritism for his son. So
I still
how ironic that he does his best job. That he does his best job when he's just the coach and not the GM.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot to be the GM and the coach.
So do you agree that Doc Rivers is overrated?
No.
Let's get to the win of the week. You get on my nerves.
No, you're winning. No. you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
All right, yo. So my winner of the week this week is Lincoln Riley. If you haven't heard, he's the coach of Oklahoma, and he said that he wasn't going to let the other teams know if his players had got COVID. And I just was like, he has been like hiding like information. And look, I have no problem with us playing football, college football going on, the pros going on. But I think it's extremely irresponsible to be hiding players that test positive for COVID, talking about it's an advantage to the other team. I mean, this nonsense has to stop. It really, it just really.
When is enough enough?
When is enough, man? And so it's two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't surprise me that a coach would say that because coaches, I mean, for the most part, they're there to coach football. It just surprised me he was stupid enough to say that that's what he was doing. It's like, come on, man. So yeah, for those reasons, man, that's my winner of the week, man. What's your thoughts on that?
All right, so I was a little confused on this because was he saying that he wasn't going to say who the person was? Because you don't have to say who the person is that gets tested positive, or was he hiding it completely?
So to my understanding, he had like 14 players that tested positive. He said one tested positive. Like he's disguising like not just the names, but the number. So like in his mind, and this is the way I understood it, if he tells somebody he has 25 cases, you already know like, okay, we don't have to game plan against him. But if he tells people that he has 2 people out there, you're going to game plan for the whole entire team. You know what I mean? You're going to prepare like, oh, okay, he has the whole team. But if he doesn't tell you the person, I mean, if he tells you the person, he tells you the number, you already know, okay, this person's got to sit out, so I don't have to game plan for it. So that's his thinking in it.
I think that's a little bit irresponsible.
It's extremely irresponsible.
Yeah, I think that's irresponsible. I think that sometimes you got to get past the game. I don't think it should be about the game at this point. Like, be happy, yes, you're playing, right? But about a competitive advantage, I don't think that's necessary. I don't think you should be worrying about a competitive advantage or not. I mean, granted, you are the best team in your conference. It is what it is. So to think that to do that is just that's irresponsible, man. That's irresponsible.
So I think it's irresponsible, and you're a coach, so you can kind of speak to this. To my understanding, coaching is cutthroat. You know what I mean? And you got these guys that they pretty much they make their living off of the success of their season. So I don't even think that he's the only person doing that. I think his other coaches probably out there that's thinking the same way. Like in sports, people would do anything for a competitive advantage. And, college football is no different. I think at some point, somebody's got to step in and they've got to be the logical thinker. And they've got to be the person that says, okay, this is what you got to do. You can't leave it into a coach's hands and say, okay, well, you need to report your cases and you need to be honest. No, he's probably not going to be honest because he's got a different agenda. He's got to win games. He's there to win games.
Right.
So whether it's the AD or the NCAA, somebody has to step in and say, all right, these are the rules. Each week, you're going to have this amount of testing. Each week, you have to report it. If you don't report it, then you face a suspension or something like that. You'll be suspended for some games and then go about your business.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, college football is $1 billion business. We all know everybody's profiting except for the actual players who make the show go on. But eventually one day, like you said, somebody has to be the person to step out on the limb and say, "Hey, come on, guys, let's not go overboard." No one's gonna go there. They're not, because that affect their bottom line, and nobody has shown that they have, I guess, the balls. They don't have the balls to do it, you know. And so yeah, coaching it is cutthroat. College football is cutthroat, and I mean, at this point, there has to be someone to say, like we said already, someone to say, look, enough is enough. Enough is enough. So who will that person be? A black man.
So something that I know you want to talk about. Football starts tomorrow. It's crept up on us. I didn't think it was going to happen. And from, I was wrong on that too. I mean, everything seems to be going well. Now that we've got our fantasy drafts out the way, I hope that there is a season and nothing goes wrong and nobody tests positive and they have the same success as the NBA. So who is your favorite other than the Cowboys? Yeah, I mean, you can't say the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl unless you really believe that.
So you're a jerk. So can we start in the AFC?
All right.
Can we start? So I think in the AFC East, I have shocker here. I have the Patriots winning this division.
Over Buffalo.
Over Buffalo. I have the Patriots winning that division. In the AFC North.
Oh, hold on. Let's stay right there for a second. Are you drinking the juice that they are selling in Buffalo?
Ooh, is this like a Milwaukee question? Is this like
everybody is high on Josh Allen. They've got a sound defense. They've got no more weapons. Tom Brady is gone. The Patriots appear to not be the Patriots of the past. So everybody is really high on Buffalo.
Okay. I do like Buffalo. And I do think that they're going to go to the playoffs. Since there's an extra team added. So I do think there's an extra team. Yeah, 7. Yeah. So I do think that they're going to go to the playoffs. But I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they get one of the wild card spots.
I am not sold on Buffalo.
All right, so we'll just go back because we run out of time. So who do you have winning that division?
I go Patriots too.
Okay, so AFC North.
So I think Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh will be back.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're going to bounce back, but they're not going to be enough for the Ravens. So I got the Ravens.
So you got the Ravens. I as well have the Ravens. Call me crazy, call me insane. I think that the Browns are gonna they're not gonna win the division, but they are gonna be right in the playoff hunt. Stop, man. I think they're gonna be right in the playoff hunt. I'll leave it at that. I won't go how I went last year. I was like, they win in the division. They might make it to the conference championship.
Hey, say it again. I got a free hat out there. Why with the Browns again?
I said they're gonna be right. They're gonna be right in the thick of things. All right. So AFC South is Jacksonville, Tennessee, Houston, and Indianapolis, right? Yeah. So who do you have out of that division? That's a tough division.
Houston.
Man,
hell no. No. I forgot about Bill O'Brien. I got Tennessee. Tennessee. I was thinking Deshaun Watson, and I was thinking a couple things. And I thought about it. I was like, they got Bill O'Brien.
Now, hear me out. And I'll be real quick with this. Bill O'Brien is like, he still has about like 3 or 4 lives left. I don't know how, but he's won without quarterbacks. We're like terrible quarterbacks. I'm going with Houston, man. I'm saying Houston wins that division.
Yeah, I just don't see his vision. And I think
he has the best quarterback in that division.
He has the best quarterback, and that's why I initially said no.
Mhm.
But then I started thinking about all the stupidity that he has been doing over a year. And you know what it's starting to remind me of? It's starting to remind me of like Chip Kelly. Like you remember how like he just knew how to like screw up a team?
I don't agree.
He's a better coach than Chip Kelly, but he's about the same as far as the GM.
Okay. So you got Tennessee.
Yeah, I got Tennessee.
I got Houston. AFC was it AFC West? We got the same team.
Kansas City. Yeah.
The Chiefs. All right.
And then look, I'll say in the interest of time, I got Kansas City coming out the AFC. Period.
I don't.
They have the same team. They got the same exact team, and they've added another running back.
Unfortunately, something's gonna happen. All right. So you got Kansas City coming out the
defense is peaking too.
You got the Kansas City coming out the AFC. I have Baltimore.
Okay.
All right, NFC. We can start with the West and work our way to East.
49ers.
I have Seattle.
Okay.
NFC South, which is Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina. That's gonna be interesting.
So I want to pull for the Saints.
Uh-huh.
But god dang, Tampa Bay got everybody, man. God. Yeah, I gotta go with Tampa Bay.
All right. I'm actually going New Orleans. I'm going New Orleans.
To me, with either one, you can't lose. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be a tough division.
I am really interested in that game. Excuse me. In that game on Sunday, New Orleans and Tampa Bay. That's a great way to start the season. So you have Tampa Bay, I have New Orleans.
So I will say this about Tampa Bay, even though I picked them, it could be like the 2010 Philadelphia Eagles, where it could just be too much talent on paper, but not enough football chemistry.
Okay. NFC North: Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, and who's the other sorry team? Oh, Detroit.
And Minnesota.
Yeah, I think Minnesota by like default. I think that division is going to be bad. Okay. NFC East. You got Cowboys and everybody else. Cowboys, Eagles, football team, Giants. Who you got? This
is very, very, very painful.
Hey, listen, Scott.
I gotta go with the Cowboys. It's too much, but you know what though? If they figure out how to screw this up, which their track record points to that, the Cowboys got too much talent to not take that division. That division is one of the weakest in football, but I wouldn't even say it's even close. That division was handed to them on a platter last year. They figured out how to screw it up. This year they come back. They've got more talent. I don't see how they can lose. But if they figure out how to screw that up, man, that's going to be crazy, man.
All right. Well, shocker. I'm going Cowboys.
My God.
I'm going. All right. So, Cowboys do play the 49ers this year. They do play the NFC West, which I think is that's gonna be really challenging, and that's gonna show everybody where the Cowboys are per se. That's gonna be their challenge this year, the NFC West, because I mean that division is loaded. So who do you have coming out of the NFC?
49ers. I got a rematch, Super Bowl rematch.
Scott, come on now.
I got my 49ers coming out.
Okay, no, I understand that, but you're not getting a Super Bowl rematch. When's the last time you had a Super Bowl rematch?
I really. So you are right on this, right? So Baltimore poses the biggest threat to Kansas City, without a doubt. But I think that defense might have got a little bit weaker with releasing old boy. I can't think of his name. The safety. Safety had just left from Seattle.
Earl Thomas.
Yeah, Earl Thomas. I think their defense is going to be weaker. They can try to disguise and dress it up. So I feel like the Chiefs and their defense was peaking. I mean, the last 6 weeks of the season, they had the best defense. So I think they're pretty solid. The NFC is going to be where the fight is. Like we talked about, New Orleans, the Cowboys, Tampa Bay, Seattle is going to be tough. I think Arizona might even take like a little bit of a leap.
Arizona might make the playoffs, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the NFC is a little bit harder to go with or to pick. So I'm going to pick my team. But I think the AFC, man, I think that's pretty locked.
So you said what's locked?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs gonna come out the AFC.
AFC. All right. So and I actually do have Cowboys 49ers in the NFC Championship. And that's where we at a crossroads, Scott, because if that happens, we're going to be making the bet of all bets.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to throw a massive party.
Yeah, because that's going to be a good one, man. That's old school right there. Cowboys 49ers in the NFC Championship. And listen, Kansas City showed some vulnerabilities last year. And maybe last year was just their year. I can see them making it to the AFC Championship, but I could also see them losing in the divisional round also.
So here's the thing, right? And it's always interesting, and we'll have to watch this around Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody looks good on paper in September. You know, everybody's got the talent. Like, we don't know how injuries are going to play. We don't know what COVID is going to be. I mean, we really don't know how it's going to impact. I think for basketball, the bubble helped the brand of basketball because I think people like the fact that it's a lot of games. The playoffs is moving, and it's just boom, 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 boom. With football, we don't really know how it's going to play out.
Okay.
You know, we don't know what that season is going to look like. So, I mean, it's easy for us to make predictions, but we're making predictions based off of how football was played last year and years prior. You know, so that's going to be interesting.
All right, yo. So you got 49ers. You got a Super Bowl rematch. I got Cowboys, Ravens. So we'll see what happens during the year. It should be fun. But we have, we were talking about the battle, and we got one of the competitors here. I don't know where his opponent is, but we're gonna bring let's bring this guy on. He Big Blue. So what's good, brother?
What's happening, y'all? What's happening?
How you doing, man?
That man got on a pink polo.
Yeah, I ain't come for no games.
Wow.
Oh man, so
I got a question. How did this all come out? Like, how did this all come about, man?
Well, first of all, shout out to Virginia State University. I'm the class of 2006. Came in 2002, and I was there. I played football for Virginia State Trojans. Shout out to Big Blue.
Yes, sir.
There was always this little thing between Big Blue and the basketball team. I mean, I think there was a little bit of jealousy, a little bit. Come in the cafeteria and shut it down and sing our songs and R&B hits. So maybe some of this stems from that. Maybe, Chink, when he gets on the phone, he may be able to go a little bit deeper into that. But over the last couple of years, I've been seeing some, questionable behavior from the one Marcus Thomas. He gets on the G and, starts biting his lips, licking his lips and listening to R&B music and calling himself the R&B king. And I'm just, it was just a thing. Apparently he made CDs for people, and they liked what he put together, and apparently he was the man when it came to making R&B CDs, and that's all well and good and whatever. But when it came to this, he just kept calling people peasants online and saying that they need to bow to him. He's the R&B king playlist and all that. And I just, for a couple months, I think we've been kind of trading jabs a little bit, and now it's finally here to kind of represent. So
have you ever seen him battle?
I have not, but I have. His whole playlist, his whole playbook is on IG.
Oh man! So you've been watching film.
And see, that's the thing that people don't understand when it comes to like battles, man. Like, you could say that you have your own little playlist in the back, but like if you ain't a cerebral assassin with it, if you ain't going in and understand and try to study your opponent. I watch film. That's why I was, I kind of pat myself on the back when I was on the football field. I used to study my opponent, man. I knew what they was going to do before they did it. You know what I mean?
Hold on now. We got some. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. Hey. So Ching, I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you was listening, but he said this tiff or rivalry stems back to maybe some jealousy from the basketball team towards the football team.
I'm just putting it out there.
What? Hold on. First of all, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Y'all see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, but get some more light though, man. It's just
No.
all right, okay. It's your ambiance. Hey, look.
Okay, what we want to do, we can,
What do we have here, man?
We can turn the lights down low if you like. You know what I mean?
See, he already jocking my style.
So before y'all continue, I love these guys, man. So before y'all continue, I want to let everybody know. The same place you're watching this right now is where at 8:30, so in about 38 minutes, they're gonna be back. They're gonna go back to their locker room, they're gonna warm up and prepare. And then at 8:30 on the Off the Record page, on my Facebook and on YouTube, they will be battling.
I think it's only fair you ask him some questions since he was, I guess, fashionably late and he wants to dim his light.
So here's the thing about Chink. We've been watching Chink battle because he battles in the battleground. So I've already asked questions. I just didn't know who you were, and they were like, "Nah, Fate, he's coming for him. He's coming at his neck." I was like, "Dang, you going at Chink like that?" So now you gave me a different perspective of why you've been coming at him. So this should be a pretty good battle.
So let me ask you, Chink. So you tell us, where did this start? Because this ain't last week wasn't the first time I've seen y'all go at it. I've kind of just read things and I just, I played the background. I said, this is interesting. But last week, it was last week, I said, we on to something here. So how did this start? How from your point of view, how did this?
It did start from a basketball versus football thing. He's making that up. Okay. But and from my perspective, and I could be wrong. This is why I think it started. Through social media, when we would, everybody would post music sometimes or have music debates. Just talking about what kind of music and how much music and then it kind of sparks from that. Like I'll say, well, you don't know nothing about this, and the next person to say the same thing, and then we go back and forth with a banter, and then it becomes a competition of, you don't know more music than me, you don't know better music than me, and that's how it stemmed, and that was years ago. But nothing never came about it. The Zoom thing wasn't popular. The battles weren't as popular as they are now. So now you get to see.
All right, so I mean, this show is almost over, right? We'll start with you, Fate. Any words, any parting shots, any words, anything you got for your competitor coming up in the next 30 or so minutes?
Chick and I have been friends for some time, and I think all the shots that I had for him, I've already given to him over the phone prior to this meeting. So I just want to actually talk to the fans real quickly. Talk to them real quickly. The thing is, Chink, you know what he can do. You know what I mean? You didn't see him in the ring. You didn't see him perform. You don't know Fate. You don't know what I got. You don't know. See, the thing is, Chink's always been a popular guy. He's always been the man out there in the forefront, and everybody knew him. He's seeing his eyes and all that. You know what I mean? And everybody knew him for what he was and what he did. You didn't know what Jermaine was doing in Langston Hall. You know what I mean? You didn't know what Fate was doing. You didn't know what kind of arsenal I was loading into my playlist. You have no idea. So tonight, don't be surprised tonight if your man's on the ropes. And you
so I got a question. Is there anything at stake?
Everything.
Nah, I'm talking about beyond. I'm talking about beyond bragging rights.
Oh,
is there anything at stake?
That is up to something.
It's
I've seen that look in Scott's eye before. I've seen that look before.
Listen. Y'all know how I do. I'm gonna just keep it at that.
And hopefully everybody knows how we do on Off the Record.
So what's Scott trying to do that? He's saying the loser has to crack an egg over their head.
Who said that?
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. That's the bet that Scott.
I'm okay with it.
That's what I'm alluding to. I mean, ain't no money in there. If there was some money or something like that,
I'm okay with that.
Ultimately, Scott's saying he wants y'all to bring y'all A game, and the bet will be the loser has to come on the show next week and crack an egg on that egg.
Crack that egg.
So that's what y'all came up with this time. Just crack it.
Yeah, you can add something else to me.
I feel like
you gotta post the video on Facebook.
So here's the thing, Faye. I feel like in this pandemic time, we don't really need to bet money. We all work here, and money is money. I think something more practical, something that'll last longer than money, which are memories. Which this is gonna create memories. I'm telling y'all that now.
And for the record, everybody on the show has done it. So you wouldn't be the first, Cheek wouldn't be the first, or whatever.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh man! All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Yoke 'em Up challenge. I mean, yeah. So, listen, I'm excited. I'm honored to host this. And I think this is gonna be a great atmosphere. You're gonna have everyone from Virginia State. They're gonna be there.
But one thing I like to shout out Fade on is, and he's correct. We do not know what he's got up his sleeve. Well, we don't know.
See, Mr. Thomas is over there just going off of his own merit. You know what I mean? So he knows what he has. Maybe it's Spotify playlist. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, he doesn't know what I have, and he doesn't know how to prepare. His whole playbook is online. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. So look. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap the show up. I want to thank both of you guys. For doing this.
Absolutely.
8:30. I got 30 minutes. What's up, Chink?
Should we do a sound check right now?
We can.
Oh.
So there's no Teddy Riley shit going on.
Oh.
That's a good point.
So that's not a bad idea. Hey, so look, 15 seconds. Y'all give the people a preview of what's to come.
No. I'm gonna play a completely off-brand song. I just
absolutely. No. Not, don't play an R&B song. Neither one of y'all don't, because this is
It's a setup. It's a setup.
It's a sound check. Sound check.
Setup. It is a setup.
Nah, Scott. That'll
play that song you want.
So let's go. Chink, go ahead.
Oh, me first?
No, let Chink go first.
So
Playing from Samsung
sound
50.
Who playing that?
It's me. You all ready?
Go ahead, Faith. Go ahead.
What's up, niggas? Everybody clear? Y'all hear it?
I know I ain't doing no sound checks, but
Put your soul like ether. The king, you know you. Across the belly, yo.
Brace yourself. Yeah. Brace yourself. How's that sound?
Ether.
OC, we running this rap shit. Memphis Bleak, we running this rap shit. B-Mac, we running this rap shit.
I like it.
Rap shit. Old Spark, we running this rap shit. Crazy, we running this rap shit.
All right, Chink.
God MC, me, J-Ho.
Don't make me mute you, man.
So you ain't ready for war.
You ain't ready for war.
All right, so the sound works. The sound works. So people. We know what we're about to get in, what we're about to have, and what we're about to get into. I'm excited. So y'all got 28 minutes or so. Go get your drinks. Go get your ring lights. But they not using ring lights. They using
Chink don't drink.
light dimmers. You can get bottled water. That's fine.
Yeah,
Get your snack. Go get it. Matter of fact, it's raining here. Fate is in Arizona, so it'll never rain. So,
what part of Arizona you in, Fate?
Phoenix.
Okay.
So,
do y'all have any sponsorship? I don't want to say certain things, you know.
No. Hey, listen.
No, you good.
Off the record sponsor.
Off the record is an independent brand.
I just wanted to make sure, just in case I advertise some things during,
Hey, man. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Hey, listen, fellas. Thank you. Put on the show. We're gonna see you in about a half an hour, and we appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Ant. You know what it is.
So, all right. So, everybody, y'all see what we in for. Y'all see the battle that we in for. Should be a good one, man. So
it's gonna be a good one. So the mystery is, like he said, we've seen Chink. We don't know all the songs that he's gonna play, but Fate, and we don't know what he's capable of. So,
all right,
got to salute him with his confidence, man.
All right. So, all right. So this is off the record. I'm excited, Anthony Adebayo. I'm not even regular Anthony Adebayo. I'm excited.
Zoom God.
Come on, man. This is off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Your boy Scotty B.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo.